Hi everybody, it's David Fleming here from the Toronto Realty blog, and welcome to this week's Pick 5. Now last week's Pick 5, if you watched, was on an area called Cliffcrest. It's an area that I thought has a ton of value. Believe it or not, I actually drove through there on the weekend with my wife. We were trying to get our daughter to sleep and we happened to be out there visiting my mom. I looked firsthand at all the houses that I had featured in my Pick 5, and I can honestly say I was even more impressed. Driving through those streets where there's no through traffic, beautiful homes, sprawling lots. I know that's an overused buzzword in real estate, but the area was just awesome. Combine that with the feedback I got on last week's Pick 5. I had a couple people say it's really nice to see areas where you think there is value. I figured this week, let's go into another area that I think has value. No, it's not an unknown area, not to say Cliffcrest is unknown, but certainly most people don't know Cliffcrest that may or may not know Wychwood. Now, Wychwood is an area that is very popular. It's very family friendly. The transit's decent. The schools are great, and it is essentially in the heart of the city. I think there's value there. 4 of the 5 houses we're looking at today have offers anytime, and in this market, that alone tells you that there is value. So let's take a look at the map here, guys. I want to, wow, we're really far out there. Okay, I want to zoom in and show you exactly what we're going to look at, because the Wychwood area is, sorry, I could have been a little more prepared. The Wychwood area is tough to define. I would say that when you see down here, Wychwood Park, they're basically saying Christie, Bathurst, St. Clair, south of St. Clair. That's fair. Let's call that Wychwood. Up here in Humewood, a lot of people still call this Wychwood. Why? Because here's Wychwood Avenue. So where do you live? Oh, I live in Wychwood. You live on Wychwood. You live in Humewood. Now, do you live in Humewood Cedarvale? I mean, here's Humewood Park, and if you zoom out enough, no. Is there anywhere that Google says? No. So most people would call this Cedarvale. They call this Cedarvale. Google calls it Humewood. Owners call it Wychwood. And then there's Hillcrest. And what's Brackendale Hill? And then down here, this says Wychwood. So this is Wychwood Park, but this is Wychwood? I know I'm being annoying, but you know why. I'm trying to say that the area is very confusing when it comes to what you call it. So essentially what I want to look at today is, I want to almost draw a line. Let's do this. Draw a little bendy line. Can we even do that? Hoping that's working. Around Vaughan, down Bathurst, to about Davenport. Google has made this so difficult to see. Oh my God, that's so much better. I know. I'm turning 38 in August. So this, I don't know why I don't just start Pick 5 with these on. So, okay, we're going down Davenport, and we're going to draw a line up probably towards Dufferin. I don't know if I want to go that far, and then back over here. So that's basically our area. I don't even know if we're highlighting this. Hopefully I can find the tools to do that. So let's go to our map here. This is perfect. I don't know why I didn't lead with this. See, this, can I just go off topic here for a change? This here, see the colors and see the definitions and the lines? This is what I was getting at. And over here, holy crap, everything's white. I mean, yeah, you can zoom in a little bit, but the streets are just so white, it's really hard to focus. This is much better, says my inner old man. So, as promised, we're going to look at all the different houses in this area that I had briefly outlined. I had said Davenport, I meant to say DuPont, which, again, I blame on Google. So, we're going to go down here into this Davenport area, which is a stone's throw from where it says Wychwood on the map. Here, this number is literally on the Wychwood Barns logo. We've got a couple properties up here just off of Wychwood Avenue, which is in Humewood, some people call Cedarvale, and then we're actually going to go a little bit further west than I would like. The 5th property I'm going to show you because it's a big property, it's detached, and there is one reason. Should I tell you that now? Well, that perhaps segues into school districts. Yes, school districts in this very large geographic area, they differ massively. The schools go from, and I'm going to save this for surprise, the schools go from Fraser Institute rankings from a high of an 8.0 to a low of a 4.9. And that, among other things, is where we are going to put some value in here. Okay. So let's take a look at the first property here, guys. This is 24 Benson. Benson's a very popular street. Why? Because of the proximity. God, I hate Google Maps. Ugh. Sorry. I can't see this. Can you guys see this? Am I going crazy? Everything's so white. You know what? There's probably a button to change this or something. Someone's yelling at me through the wall that I'm old and you can change this. Okay, so ignore that rant. 24 Benson is popular because it is very close to this white line that I'm having trouble viewing, which is St. Clair. So it's also very close to Wychwood Barns. This is a property that is an A++ location. It almost doesn't even matter what the house looks like. The location's going to sell this one, which is very different from the last house we're going to see on Lauder, which of course is not a good location, but the offering is fantastic. It's a detached house. It's a big lot. We'll come back to that. So 24 Benson, we are 2 blocks. I think someone announced they're pregnant. 2 blocks from St. Clair. Now, this is a great part of St. Clair. If you are into walking to coffee, walking to cheese shops, and the bagel place, and what have you, if you like going out to the local nightlife, this is a great spot. Basically from, I'd say about Vaughan Rd all the way over to as far as, I'm going to say, where are we? Not quite Oakwood, but somewhere in and around this area. We'll just call it Emma's Country Kitchen. So yes, it's close to St. Clair, which is where the TTC is. That's where the retail is, and that's where the best retail is as well. So it's also very close to Wychwood Barnes. And of course, you're saying, can I see the house? So $1,189,000. This is the only house that has a holdback on offers. 3-bed, 3-bath. Note this: 3-piece downstairs, 4-piece upstairs, 2-piece on the main. So it doesn't have that ensuite, and that's what a lot of people look for to take it to, say, the next level of houses. I think it'd be very difficult in a 16 by 132 foot lot to fit an ensuite bathroom. So we're really, really pushing it if we're looking for an ensuite. So carpet peel standpoint, very nice house. This is a very standard semi in this area. I will say, I was just about to say that. Notice this covered porch. You know I'm a huge covered porch fan if you've ever watched Pick 5. I think a tacky covered porch looks awful, but be honest and tell me, see these 2 chairs here? How often are you and your significant other going to sit there and just go, nice day, huh? Great day. Really nice. Really nice. You know that back and forth small talk that means nothing? You don't do that. If I was in Idaho sitting on my porch there, that's what I would do. Drink coffee, stare at the mountains, and wait for my phone to ring to remind me that I don't ever get a real vacation. So I don't love covered porches. I think it'd be great to cover this thing up. Why? There you go. I hate this staging. Okay. You're not sitting at this table. You're not reading this book. This covered porch is perfect for storage, for the stroller. Where are you going to put the stroller? And where are you going to put kids' shoes? And where are you going to put all of your coats? This is great for storage, for shoes, for coats, for, I don't know, baseball bats and rollerblades and whatever kids have. Because when you walk into this beautiful staged area, you can live like this, or you can do a massive built-in here for all your crap. So I love covered porches for exactly that reason. See what I mean? Where's the closet? Yeah, that's what I thought. So this house is dynamite. Love the renovation. I've seen this table so many times. This is a classic staging table. Okay, sorry, I got off topic there. I was going to say, I'm going to save this and show it to my wife. So very modern. You can see here with the glass railing instead of the wrought iron and wood banisters. So totally renovated, really, really nicely laid out. They've used the space as good as they can, every single thing, even right down to the little individual wine holders. That's an odd photo of that towel, I will say. Who's got this listed? Yes, these guys list everything in the area. If I was ever to give a plug to anybody, it would probably be these folks. So you can see continues upstairs with a super modern style, very sleek, maybe not for everybody. And then, okay, we'll come back to that. So, let me just show you. Yeah, I wanted to say, nicely done built-in. See how this goes right across and it actually is joined with the ceiling? You can get IKEA and you can make it look custom so long as you finish this piece here. See how it's finished down here? It's finished down here. You don't have to pay a custom carpenter to come in, get IKEA, but just make sure that you don't just push it up against the wall and then it rocks back and forth. It's very, very simple. So I can't say enough good things about this home. I love it, right down to the actual porcelain tile, which is exactly what we have in our condo. And there you've got a deep dugout basement. I like carpet in the basement. It's warm on the feet. It's easy for kids when they fall. I keep going back to kids. Can you tell I'm a father now? I literally feel like these people, I have the exact same vanity, just a different color. Literally exact same vanity. So that's your basement bathroom. There's your backyard, very typical of this area. You've got a garage, and there you've got it. I just said that twice. Okay, I love this house. I don't know what it's going to sell for. I have to think 1.3. I have to think more than 1.3, which is crazy when you consider the next houses we're going to look at. So there were a couple of houses on, I can't remember, so it's actually a terrible story. But a couple houses north of St. Clair that sold, I don't know, a couple weeks apart. One was about $1.3 million, one was about $1.310 or something. Completely inferior, or sorry, this house is completely inferior in terms of the specs, the size, lot size, etc. the location's unbelievable here. I think this goes for $1.3 million. I think it goes for $1.3 million plus. And keep in mind, we're in a market now where things are starting to slow down. So what school district is this in? It is in Hillcrest. Let's do this. You guys know I like this guy here, huh? Let's go. Hillcrest. Thank you. Oh, there's so many Hillcrests. I immediately regret this decision. But I'm pot committed. So there you go. Hillcrest, Toronto, 8.0, ranked 307th out of 3,064. It's in the top 10% of schools. That's what we're looking at here. We're looking at an A-plus location. We're looking at a school that's an 8 out of 10. Fantastic house. 1.3 has got to be the floor. If this sells for less than 1.3, I'm surprised. Okay, let's move on now to 298 Arlington. Where's 298 Arlington? Here you go. We are north. I'm not looking for it. I'm still trying to think of what street those two houses were on. So we are, oh God, Glenholm? You don't care. You're literally watching the hamster spin on the wheel in my head. I don't know. I wish we'd edited this out. Winona? Atlas? Something in there. Okay. It just proves my point that I really think that house is undervalued. 24 Benson. So Arlington, we are now, my wife's calling me, north of St. Clair. So we're up towards Vaughan. Now, there is a school in this area that people really, really like, and it is this. It is Leo Beck Day School. So this is a Jewish school, and this is not a Jewish area, but there are a lot of Jewish people that specifically look, and I had a client buy, I'm not going to say the street, but in and around here. Then I had another client buy up and around here. Actually, and I had another one buy right here, now that I think about it. But I didn't discuss the school with them, and they were Jewish. Huh, that's interesting. So Leo Beck Day School is not part of our schools here that we're looking at. I'm looking at TDSB schools. Leo Beck Day School is a Jewish school. There are a lot of Jewish people that really value this area. And so this is one reason why. Remember Benson's down here south of St. Clair, and I say it gets a massive premium. Up by Vaughan Rd, for a long time, you know, Oakwood and Vaughan didn't have the best reputation. But this area here is totally transitioned. There's beautiful houses, massive houses if you look in and around this area. So just keep in mind that some people will actually value this area a little bit more if they are of that persuasion because they want to send their kids to that school. Okay, so the house itself, we're now at $1,249,000. And we are now offers any time, which of course is interesting in itself. So keep in mind, last one was $1,189,000, holding back offers. I think it's 1.3. This is $1,249,000. It's a 17.5 by 102 foot lot. So it's a little bit wider. Rooms are going to be bigger. The lot is shorter. It does have parking. See this family room? Yes. I haven't looked, but I'm going to guess that there is no family room and they're referring to the basement. Look at that. Huh? Do I know real estate or what? Or worse, do I know real estate agents who do things like this? So I hate that. A family room is an extension off the back of the house. A family room is not the living room at the front of the house. A family room is adjacent to the kitchen. It's a room behind the original footprint. It is not in the basement. Let's look at the photos. Okay, so this one as well is very nicely presented and it is very nicely updated. So again, you can see the staging. No one actually lives like this. This looks like the most uncomfortable setting in the world. And you can see, well, I don't know if you can, but I can. The house is a little bit wider. It's, what, a foot and a half wider than the last one, but it just, to me, the space between the table and the space between the table and the wall here, I can certainly feel it. So very different style. Remember the last one had the glass railings. This has the wood and iron. And actually, now that I look, they're kind of pushing that against the wall. Sometimes a photographer will take this table and move it as close to the wall as they can, take a shot here with all this space. Then they'll take it here, move it back over there, and make it look like there's more space. So just be wary of that. So there you go, staging San Pellegrino. Thank you. I actually like the lacquered cabinets. And kitchen island they were able to fit, which I think is a testament to the slightly larger width. So again, very, very similar in some respects to the last one, just in terms of the modern finishes, but not super modern. Again, I always go back and look at the stairs. But things like the moldings, the pot lights, right, the newer light fixtures, same porcelain tile basically, very similar sinks. So there's a lot of similarities here. And there you go, down in the basement. Again, I hate cheap laminate flooring in a basement. I prefer carpet, but you've got a decent space. It's not as big as the last one, I'd say. There's the big difference here, is you have a fourth bedroom or a nanny suite or an in-law suite, whatever you want to call it. So this garage belongs to the neighbor. This belongs to the house. This is what we call a back parking pad. It's what you call, I tore down the garage and I didn't want to rebuild a new one, so I basically just put a wood frame around some interlock stone, and my dog's going to pee right here. So I don't love the lack of finish here. I'd like to see a fence. I'd like to see a fence here. I'd like to see something. It looks really, really unfinished. But the offering is fair. $1,249,000 for this house. And this is why, again, I'm saying that there's value. So you go back to the 5 properties that we're looking at today. We're coming out of a market where everything in the spring had multiple offers. Everything in the spring had a holdback on offers. We're now looking at a house that's up for sale, 5 days in the market, $1,249,000 offers anytime. So if you like this at $1,200,000, wait a week. It's on the market. That DOM 5 goes to 12. Okay, now we're moving along. Maybe you submit an offer $1,200,000. Again, it's very rare in this market to see any offer accepted. You offer $1,200,000, the seller automatically goes, they want to split the difference, $1,225,000. Does that mean you offer $1,150,000? No, I hate the whole meet in the middle proposition. It takes a little bit of finesse. You and your agent work on a strategy. You figure things out. Do you make an offer, walk, and then come back to it later on? Sometimes you know you're doing that right in advance. It's not as simple as you would think. You really, really have to strategize. Now, one more thing. If you like this house versus liking it at a price, and then you wait 2 weeks, it might sell. So you have to sort of look at your risk-reward proposition and decide, do I like this house enough to make an offer right now, or do I only like it at a price? If I only like it at a price and my agent and I believe that we can only get that price, if the DOM racks up, then you wait. So this house, I would say, is not unfairly priced at $1,249,000. I think it's got an absolute floor of $1,200,000 all day, just based on the specs alone. Okay, wow, are we really at 16 minutes? Oh my God, I'm only through 2 properties. Woo, okay. The next one's fun. Tell me why. What do you see? Do you see it? Yeah. Snow. Hold on a sec. Yeah. Oh, I was right. It's June. It's June, and you have photos of a house with snow in front. Terrible, terrible, terrible effort here. $1,250,000 price change. Let's scroll down here. We can see, oh, $990,000. Yeah, $990,000. So you brought it out at $990,000 in May. You brought it out at $990,000 in May. Okay, so let's see here. Offer presentation on May 23rd at 7:30 p.m. Offer by 5:30 p.m. Why didn't you update this at any point in the last 6 weeks? So, yeah, how not to sell real estate in the city of Toronto. Ladies and gentlemen, if you list your property for sale, keep an eye on it. If your agent doesn't change, the offer date from 5 weeks ago, what the are you paying for? So it's a shame because this property is actually not a bad property. It's detached. And a lot of people put a huge premium on that. And, as they should. Ooh, let's see. You want to play the family room game? Oh, this is a new one. Family room, yes. Living, dining, kitchen, master, second bed, third bed, bathroom, office, utility, bathroom. Where's the family room? Maybe in the garage? Maybe next to the snowman. So let's take a look at where this is on the map. Okay, it's on Vaughan Road. So we don't like being on Vaughan Road because Vaughan Road is a busy street. Now the school district here is also, let me just take a peek. It's Wychwood. So Wychwood ranks a 7.0 out of 10, 912th out of the 3,000 schools. And I should mention, obviously, the one that we just looked at in Arlington is Wychwood as well. So this offering is, on paper, $1,250,000 for a 24-foot detached. A hell of a lot better than $1,250,000 for a 17.5-foot detached. But is it, though? Because when you look at the photos, obviously you have to get past the snow. You can see, for one thing, there's a bus stop right outside. So, that's great if you take the TTC. If you don't, of course, you have a horde of people standing outside your house all day. It's also a very busy street, as we mentioned. And then on the inside, it depends on what you're into. This is a very wide house, but it's a very short house. See the footprint? Look how wide this is. It really, really is big. But this doesn't go nearly far as back as the semis themselves. So, I don't know. It looks to me like all one big room. This actually reminds me of my client's place on, I can't remember the street. It's an identical footprint, and her house is Greenwood Park area. Sorry, as you know, I have a running dialogue in my head that sometimes conflicts with the dialogue coming out of my mouth. So, I can't tell you how much I hate this TV position. Do you watch TV like this? Do you sit in the front row at the movie theater? My cousins growing up, Amber and Caitlin, they always wanted to sit in the front row. And we're always like this. And I find when you're too close to the screen, you look at it in parts. There's 2 people in here, like here's the Russian spy, and here's a bad American, and then you look like this because you can't see the whole screen at once. That was really off topic. But I can't tell you how much I hate this. Obviously, it's not the same effect with the big movie theater screen, but I don't understand sitting here and watching this TV. Anyways, As you can tell, I don't love this house, but it's part of the package today. A house like this really helps drive home the value of another property. So I'm just going to fly through these because it's a really long pick 5 today. So, definite staging bed. I guarantee that that is a box. So what have we got here? We've got a detached. There's some value in that. Downstairs, weird staging. Don't even understand what that is. That's creepy. That's actually, I'm going to save that. Excuse me. So $1,250,000 for the detached makes sense on paper, but when you get right down to it, you can see this giant building here is just blinding, just blocking out everything. And there is parking back here. There you go. There's your 1-car garage. And there's probably another parking pad, so 2-car parking, very valuable. So I don't know what to make of this. I think that $1,250,000, 54 days in the market says enough. I would be concerned that because they haven't updated the photos and anything to do with the listing, maybe, and this is a jump, perhaps, maybe the realtor is like the seller. The realtor puts in absolutely no effort. Maybe the seller does as well. I might look at the property and the renovation and wonder if that's a testament to the quality. So I think being on Vaughan and being the short lot, that probably for me is enough to say I'd honestly rather have the semi on Benson. Okay, let's move along here to 375 Westmoreland. So another property where we are a detached, and we're going to have a premium for that. This is 20 by 126. It's a 3-bed, 3-bath, plus 1 in the basement. $1,258,000 on the market, 26 days. So another property that's renovated, but you will also notice here that the photos suck. It's staged in a solid C+ kind of effort. The photos are awful. I don't know what this is. There's no depth to this. I can't even tell. Oh, that's one chair. For me, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 seats going this way. So the renovation is okay. The photos suck. Look at this. You're standing on the staircase with a wide angle lens. I don't even know what's happening here. So really, really tough to kind of evaluate this. It's another one where you'd really have to go and see it. I don't know what this guy's doing. This is not a dinner table. This is a very small 4-person table that I think misrepresents the property. You have so much room here and so much room here. Why did you not put a very long rectangular table? So what have we got here? Kitchen peninsula. I don't love it. Oh, you can actually see the dust here from footprints. This here, are they going to call this a family room? That's basically a back mud room. This photos are out of order. And this door cannot be that narrow. This is a camera effect because no one can fit through there. They're just completely out of whack. So this is the bedroom upstairs with the barn door that makes absolutely no sense. I was really hoping that, and this is a wide angle lens. That's a staircase. And that's a closet door. Look. Is this door really 4 times the size of this door? This is like that episode of The Simpsons where they build a house for Flanders. Remember he opens the door like this? Come on in, it's your master bedroom. This door is like 1/4 as big as this door. They also have 2 dresses, one's yellow. Is it really possible that this is like the little person door and this is the big person door? These photos are so bad. This makes absolutely no sense. I hate this. I absolutely hate this. Okay, so what I was hoping for, stay with me here, guys. I want to know what's back here. Because see this door here? And see the table and chairs? So normally if you had a table and chairs, right, there'd be a TV on the wall, and you would try to call this a family room. Is it a family room, or is it 2 chairs staring at a door? Literally, it's just like some sad child. Daddy? Daddy? Is it Daddy? Is it Daddy? Is Daddy home? Daddy? Just waiting for someone to walk up and open this door. So, okay, enough about the terrible listing and awful photos. $1,258,000, detached. Great curb appeal, like it from the outside. There's a basement apartment paying $1,000 a month, and it's a 20 by 26 foot lot. So where is 375 Westmoreland? We're getting a little bit out of where we, let's say, want to be. Humewood up here, Humewood, Cedarvale, quasi Wychwood, Wychwood here. We're down towards DuPont and Dufferin. So we're almost down towards, say, Geary Avenue, right? We all know there's a Leon's around here, or the Brick or something. So down towards Geary, there's a lot of commercial industrial. You know, when you drive along DuPont and it always takes forever, here's DuPont here. There's a car dealership, there's a lumber yard. So you're a little bit further than you'd like to be. For me, that takes this house and tells me that as nice as it is on paper, with the detached, with the renovation, And with the actual 20 by 126 foot lot, I'd like to see this down at around 1.2 million. Okay, last property here, guys, 405 Lauder. Sorry, one more thought on that. The school district, such an afterthought, was Regal. Regal's a 6.1 out of 10. I had to think about that. Okay, so the last one here is Lauder. So this is the biggest lot we're going to see. This is a 33 by 130. Now notice the shape of this house. You've got effectively a house that you'd expect to see on a 24-foot lot. Then you've got a attached garage. The opportunity to build out here is massive. You would add another bedroom. You'd add a master with a walk-in closet, his and hers perhaps, 5-piece bath, and then you could add a family room or an office off the back. There's the value. Now, $1,359,000, 8 days on the market, 3-bed, 2 in the basement, 3 baths, main floor family room. Do we have one? Yeah, we actually do. Let's take a look at that. Let's see the photos. Okay, so entrance, holy moly, is this thing chopped up. So this is an original footprint. Notice that the houses we've seen so far, they've all been modern and open. This is what an original footprint looks like. It actually has walls, just like your grandparents' house or your mother's house or your own house if it's, not renovated in the last 6 years. So see this, again, a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, I really wish it was more open concept. And I've always maintained that the whole open concept thing, to have your entire main floor as one big room, like the house I showed you 2 properties ago, that really, to me, I believe was influenced by all the people that, came of age in condos and then decided they wanted their house to be similar. So there's your main floor family room. You might not call that a room, but you've got a galley kitchen. Then off the back, it is effectively a family room. There you go. You got a TV, you got a couple chairs. Okay, call it a family room. Are those books? No, that looks like photos of books or book wallpaper. Okay, so really big, really old furniture. This is obviously somebody that is older and has, how do we put a positive? How do we put a real estate positive spin on this? Lovingly maintained and well cared for over many years. So there's your downstairs. Not a bad little basement. It just could use a little less furniture. And you've got a little kitchenette. I don't think this was a basement apartment per se. And you got a beautiful backyard. Okay, so I rushed through this one. Again, this is the key here. I love this tree. The lot size. The lot size is 33 by 130. So the drawback here, guys, because of where Lauder is, and I'll zoom out, we are as far west as we've been and we're north of Rogers. So the drawback here is that this is in Rawlinson School District, which is a 4.9 out of 10. Look, say what you want about any school. I'll maintain that the Fraser Institute ranking is not the be-all and end-all. I really want to look at their outdoor facilities because I want my kids to play sports. That was all I did growing up. My kids are not getting video games, and I may not introduce them to the concept of a television because I want them outside. I love schools that have massive facilities, but I can't ignore a 4.9 out of 10 ranking no matter what. So that's the drawback with this. For my money, I like that one on Benson, but when you look at that, potentially 1.3 for detached 33 by 130, that's a theme today. So you draw a big box around this entire area and you say, I can basically have a 33 by 130 in a crummy school district that's a little bit further west and more north than I want to be at Rogers, or I can have an A+ location in a semi that's 15 feet wide for the same price. Guys, real estate is all about compromises. This was a very, very fun exercise because I think it really drives home the point that whether it is the size of the house, detached versus semi, we call that style, whether it's the modern, you've got a couple that are brand new renovated or one that's a little bit older, layout as well, open concept versus, a lot of walls, proximity to retail, proximity to transit, and the price in the school districts. There are so many compromises to be made, and I think this is a classic pick 5 that highly, highly demonstrates that. Anyways, guys, I got to run. This has been fantastic. Have a fantastic, I was going to say weekend. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.